Good morning from the heart of New York City. This is Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Podcast dedicated to one thing to learn and apply to eat better daily. I'm your host, Angela Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your personal fat loss guru, your fellow biohacker, and just someone with a lot of passion for healthy eating, nutrition, healthy food, and just looking your best, feeling your best, and performing your best on all levels, and using all the available science and studies and experience of other biohackers to use the most out of that power that is on your plate daily. Whatever we put in our mouth every single day, several times a day, has a powerful influence on every single aspect of our being and performance every single day. And if you're not using it, well, that is stupid, because you're compromising your mental and physical performance and the way you look and the way you feel. So today's episode is dedicated to timing. Everything you want to know about timing when it comes to eating, when it comes to absorbing the most nutrition from your meals, when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to dieting, when it comes to coffee, naps, your workouts, anything and everything related to timing, from the recent studies and books like the Circadian Code, all about our biorhythms and how and when it's best to do things like eating meals or working out, but also other books like Why We Sleep, or the Power of When. So everything and anything you wanted to know about timing, but specifically, of course, targeted at things like healthy eating, nutrition, fat loss, weight loss, muscle building, and performance. So 10 things you want to know about timing that I've been using regularly, and they brought me personally a lot of success, and a lot of success to my clients and friends too. So first, intermittent fasting, early intermittent fasting. Does the time of intermittent fasting matters, in particular for your gut health and for your fat loss, weight loss? And yes, it does. They did the experiments. They put a group of people in intermittent fasting till 3 p.m. and then the group fasted till next morning. And then they put another group on later intermittent fasting when they ate 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Usually by 8 p.m. people were done with food, and they would fast then for the same amount of hours till the next day afternoon. And so people who start fasting earlier and are done with eating by 3 p.m. or so lose more fat. And not only that, but their gut health improves much more and much better than people who eat later. It's just our digestion is wired to the cycle of the sun, to circadian rhythms of our body and our earth, and we are more primed to digest and assimilate food earlier in the day. And also our glucose sensitivity, our sensitivity to nutrient absorption is much better earlier in the day. Our digestion peaks in the middle of the day, just like the sun. The second thing, carbs. Where do you want to eat your carbs? In the morning is the best time to eat your carbs. That's where we have the most insulin sensitivity, and that's where the body will use most of those carbs that we consume for energy we need for the day, for the workouts, for our brain work, specifically even more beneficial to eat your carbohydrates around workout. So for your workout, and especially beneficial for fat loss and proper nutrient partitioning, meaning your body using carbohydrates for energy to restore muscle and liver glycogen to fuel your life. After workout, the soonest, the better. If you eat your carbohydrates right after your heavy workout or high intensity workout, or at least 40 minutes or so after your workout, that's when your carbohydrate window is open, meaning your carbohydrate sensitivity or insulin sensitivity is increased, and again your body going to use that energy for fuel and to restore muscle and liver glycogen, not to store more fat. Third thing, time between meals matters. So basically intermittent fasting matters. If you fast for at least 12 hours, that's amazing for your health. Most people these days eat from when they go to bed, from when they wake up to when they go to bed, and they almost never have that 12-hour window, because most people sleep very poorly and fewer hours than they used to. So at least 12-hour window, but then the benefits, fat loss and health benefits, increase exponentially the more time you have between meals. So for example, if you fast for 14 hours instead of 12, the benefits increase exponentially, not just, a little bit, but exponentially. And then if you fast for 16 hours, and then after that, scientists just doubt that it's maintainable, and they didn't really do a lot of studies with people who fast for 18 and 20 and 22 hours, but there are a lot of studies on fasting, prolonged fasting in general, and it seems the longer we fast, of course, if we don't starve ourselves all the time, the more benefits we're going to have when it comes to body composition, metabolic, and gut health. So time between meals, the longer, the better, if you can maintain it. Time of consumption of protein and other supplements also matters a lot for the recovery of muscles. For example, when it comes to protein, for nutrient partitioning, meaning how your body uses carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So for example, for protein, you want to make sure that right after workout, you get some fast digested protein of good quality, like protein shake, or of good quality, though, the one that your body can actually absorb and your body specifically has no problems with digesting. Like for me, it's keto protein from Ancient Nutrition that is made from bone broth, from chicken bone broth, and there are some herbs and spices. So you want to find the protein that is good for your body. So time of protein right after workout to increase the amount of muscle that you're gonna grow, that you're gonna build, to speed up the recovery of muscle tissue, the healing of muscle tissue. Also, any kind of supplements, like even multivitamin, is best when you consume them right after that workout, in your after workout meal. Also things, for example, like if you're taking L-carnitine to more efficiently and effectively use fatty acids or fat for energy, then it's also best to build that around your workout when you need that energy, when you can use that fat to fuel your workouts, but also when you do a lot of brain work and you need that energy that can be made from your own fats and fats in your foods. You want to consume your supplements then, not before going to bed, even though probably for fat burning there might be some benefits to burn more fat during night too. Or for example, when you take in anti-inflammatory or antioxidants, just make sure not to take them right after workout, because after workout you actually want to get that inflammation response to increase and to improve muscle adaptation and to increase performance and strength after. So timing of protein, of supplements, always do the research when it's best to take them. 5, time of sleep for sleep quality matters a lot. More and more studies prove that earlier sleepers get better quality of sleep, meaning when you go to bed as close to sun cycle as possible, the better the quality of sleep is going to be. So I go to bed really early, 9 p.m. Till around 4 a.m. The most important time to sleep, they say, for the release of growth hormone, that is very important for our health and our longevity and our recovery, but just for our brain health, of course, from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. is very important time for our body, for our brain to get the sleep. And of course, you need to get those 7.5 hours, 8 hours of sleep consistently almost every single night. And studies show that people who can get away without any health consequences with 6 hours of sleep, the percentage of those people is like not non-existent. If you take statistics, is less than 1%. And for us human beings, it's almost impossible to detect by ourselves that we are not getting enough sleep and we are fatigued and performing worse because of lack of sleep. We just cannot register that. Our brain starts functioning worse and we cannot register it, then it starts doing that. For us internally, it feels completely normal. That's why sleep deprivation is so dangerous, and because it's just hard to detect unless you go to a sleep clinic or sleep specialist who can measure that for you. Also very important to get the sleep on the same schedule most of the nights, because your body's rhythms and how your heart works, how your liver works, your whole metabolic all of your metabolic processes start to tune in to your sleep timing. And if you're constantly changing it, then it's much harder to get good quality of deep sleep that our body needs so much to for brain recovery and brain health and release of hormones like growth hormones and other important hormones. So time of sleep and staying as close to time cycle as possible is very important for quality of sleep that affects every single aspect of our health and performance. Time for workouts. Depends what you want to do with those workouts. If you want to burn the most fat, then fasted workouts first thing in the morning before any kind of breakfast, and also last thing at night, but not too close to sleep time, at least 2 hours before your sleep time, so your body has the ability to slow down and cool down the core temperature that is necessary for a good quality sleep. So if you want to burn the most fat, do workout first thing in the morning without any food, and last thing at night. And if you are for optimum performance, then the best time to work out actually between 4 and 7 p.m. That also studies prove the best time, when athletes work out at that time, or when they perform, when they compete at that time, they show the best results. It's because our biology, our core temperature, the release of hormones that affect our athletic performance, all of that is in best condition between 4 and 7 p.m. That's just how our body works, and studies prove that. Time of coffee. You don't want to consume coffee first thing in the morning, because that actually doesn't work. When we wake up, we have the surge, the cortisol, the stress hormone, is released in our body. It actually starts to be released before we wake up to wake us up. And compared to that, coffee is what they called weak tea, but anyway, it produces no result. Actually, what wakes you up are stress hormones, but that coffee gonna cause deep in your performance later, because your cortisol will go down eventually by the afternoon, and your coffee effect will also go down, and you're gonna have that crash, when actually is the best time to consume your coffee is that afternoon slump or that afternoon deep. If you need to perform, if you need to stay awake, if you cannot take a nap to refresh yourself, then you should take coffee then, not first thing in the morning when your body naturally releases certain hormones to wake you up. At least 2 hours after you wake up, that's when you need to consume, or you want to consume, your coffee for the best effect, for any effect, positive effect on your performance, not first thing in the morning. Naps. The best time for naps between 1-3 p.m. when we naturally go through that afternoon deep in performance and alertness. That's when you want to have your nap. 30-minute nap is proven to be best for cognitive performance. That's when your brain can transfer your memories from short-term to long-term and increase your learning ability, your performance ability, but that also doesn't interrupt with your night sleep. So this is the best time to have your nap, 1-3 p.m., 30 minutes. And if you take coffee right before that, then you're gonna wake up super alert, super up and ready to go. They call it nappuccino in some books. Cheat meal. When do you want to have your cheat meal? The best time to have your cheat meal is not at night, as many of us do when we have the most cravings, but actually in the morning when your insulin sensitivity is the best, especially after heavy workout. Like the best cheat meal you can have is first thing in the morning after fasted workout. That's when you want to consume your cheat meal, and that's when most of what you eat will go for muscle recovery, will go to replenish your glycogen store in your liver, in your muscles, instead of building a lot of fat. And that's where your digestion peaks also, and that's when you need the energy for the day still. So the best time for cheat meal is morning after fasted heavy leg workout with some high intensity interval sprints. And the last but not least, the best time to start any diet. Let's face it, guys, the diet is as of a challenge for us physically as it is psychologically, and just sticking with it. So for some people, it works to start the diet when they're the busiest in their lives, so they don't think about their food. They don't have time to think about food. They just eat what they planned, what they prepared, they're done with that, and then they get back to work. That's what works for me. Like, I'm the best with my diet when I'm under the most stress, when I have the least time to think about food, when I'm away from food, from my home environment. For some people, it seems to be easier to start the diet when they're the least stressed, when they have the most time to think about nutrition, to be good with their nutrition, with their meal plans. And that's when they stick. Otherwise, when people get a lot of stress or work, they tend to they need that energy, those meals, those more calories in their diet. So it depends on your personality. So you gotta know, think about it back in past. Where do you eat the most? When you are stressed and when you have a lot of work to do, or when you're relaxed and you have, a lot of free time, like when it's Sunday, when it's day off. For me, when I have more time, I just eat more because I just have more time to eat and be around fridge and food. So what is it for you? And the next best time to start diet is right now. whenever it is, not Monday, not next month, but right now. So figure out when it's best for you, when you're more likely to stick with it psychologically, because your psychology, your brain is just as important for success of your diet or installing new healthy eating habits as your body and your hunger and your hormone level. So don't underestimate that, building of habits and having rules and all of those other tools of psychology and your brain workings for a successful diet. Work with your brain, not against that. So that's it for today, guys. 10 things about timing of your eating, of your fasting, of your workouts, of your naps and coffee for the best fat loss and performance. This episode and the report with all the things I talked about in more detail is going to be available for subscribers of Create Yourself That Today exclusively. So if you're not subscribed yet, go to Create Yourself That Today and subscribe, and you're going to get this report with more information and more resources and more personal advice from me. And if you have any questions about what you've just heard, always shoot me email to Angela@CreateYourself.Today. Angela@CreateYourself.Today. I am more than happy to answer all of your questions. And till next time, guys, thank you for listening and eat better daily.